Okay, so we'll talk about them. Okay,
Okay.
Generally, what is the meaning of service?
Just a requirement from the client about their uh, particular requirement or any services. It's a
Generic
kind of
meaning of
requirement.
service in our day-to-day life, we use the word called service, right? Suppose if you go to the restaurant and
Mhm.
if you don't like their ambience or their behavior towards the customer, and also what is the one word we say at this restaurant, service is not good, right?
Right.
So which means the service is nothing but yeah, even in fact I am providing the service to you now, right?
Yes.
You are the clients to me in the client server model. So you are the consumer and of the training, and I'm provider of the training. So you requested me to teach the data power demo, and I am providing data power demo to you, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that is service. Generally, the service is nothing but like client, consumer would be there are two parties will be involved: consumer and provider. Consumer will request the provider for something, and provider will process it, and provider will send a response back to consumer. Right? Clear? A request provider something, and provider will process it. Provider will send a response back to a consumer, right? This is generic meaning of service, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So now, yeah, so in client, in technical model, consumer we call it as a client, and provider we call it as a server, right? Client server model. In
Yes.
client server model, consumer we call it as a client, and provider we call it as a server. So let me tell you the importance of this web services concept. Okay, let me take some industry. So let's take bank industry. Okay, so just let's go back into before 90s, or yeah, before 2003. Yeah, I'm sure before internet got started in 2003. So before this internet, just let's go back to our previous days. So when there is no internet, when there is no smartphones, when the smartphone started in from 2013, 14 onwards, right? But before that, so even there is no internet, right? So how the banking industry, suppose you as a customer, so since there is nothing, no internet, nothing, so for everything you have to visit the bank, right? Even if you wanted to check your account balance, if you wanted to open an account in the bank, if you wanted to check your balance, if you wanted to transfer the amount to your friends or colleagues or your relatives, for each and everything, you have to visit the bank, right?
Right.
This is about before internet. Yeah. So this is still the banks are providing the service as a customer. So as a client, you will visit the bank for your work and you'll request them, and they'll send a response. They'll make it work and they'll respond. Okay, it is done. So still they are providing the services. But once internet is started, so to serve better to the customer without internet, so I mean, it is very tough to. I mean, before this internet, it was very tough for the bank to serve all the customers, right? Because everybody, for each and every small thing, also every customer visit their bank, so that they need to have a lot of good infrastructure and they need to maintain some service, right? So to serve better after the internet gets started, so to serve better to their customers or to their clients. So what banking does, so they expose their services over the online account, right? So bank will have so now we have internet banking facility, right? Once the internet is
Yes.
started, right?
Yes.
How it was possible? So they created one website. They created one website, and what are their services like checking account balance and transferring amount, requesting for checkbook. So these all services they expose them over the web service. How? How that happened? So their services they exposed over the internet, right? Or web. So As a customer, now I once I have my internet banking facility, I don't need to go to bank. Just I can create a username and password, and I can log into my account, and whatever the things if I want to check the account balance, if I wanted to transfer the money, if I wanted to request a checkbook or whatever it is. So I no need to visit the bank. So just at my in my home, at my home, suppose if I have a laptop or desktop or internet connection to it, simply I can open that. Right? This is very simple for the customer, and it is very simple for the bank also, because I no need to visit, and if I go to the bank also require a lot of manpower to serve all the customers, right? So how it was possible? They export their services over the internet or web. So now they are providing the services over the web. So that is called the web service. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Naveen? Yeah. So I think now it's a clear, right? What is a web service?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So as a web service, as a client, I can log into my account, and if I click on an account, just that is a home page. Okay, that is a beautiful home page or UI user interface. So that will be built on HTML or CSS, right? And actual web services will be there. If I click on check balance, check account balance, the request will send to the actual account balance web service, and it processes that request and it will send a response back to your UI, right? That UI is a client. And when I click on check account balance, that request will send to account balance web service. It processes that request and it will send a response back to you. Sometimes I think you might have observed when you log into any website, when you click on something, so due to some server issue or something, so it will keep on rotating, right?
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah. So the UI is a client, and you are the user operating that, and from UI it will send a request to a servers, right? So that's, yeah. So now how many types of web services we have? We have two type of web services: SOAP web services and REST web service. Did you hear those terms?
No, not at all.
Yeah. So this is very important. Yeah, SOAP and REST. SOAP stands for simple object access protocol. Okay, first we'll talk about the SOAP. SOAP
Okay.
web service. SOAP stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. It is a protocol to communicate one application with another application. What is that? SOAP is a protocol to communicate one application with another application. So in our example, we took the bank example, right? So once you log into that online account, so that is called a UI, user interface. Okay. When you click on account balance, it will send a request to account balance web service, right?
Yes, sir.
Account balance application, or we can call it as an account balance application will process your request and it will send a response back to your UI. So the medium, right? The medium. So when you click on this account balance, so it is connecting to the account balance application, and account balance application sending a response back to. Let me draw so that it is easy. Yeah, so this is UI and this is one application. UI is a one application and this account balance is a one application. And you are the customer. Okay. And when you click on this account balance, so from this, it will send a request to the account balance application, and it will process this account balance application will process it and it will send a response back to this. So for these, so how this will happen? So using this web services. Web service is a protocol to communicate one application, application 1 and application 2. So it connects application. It is a protocol to communicate one application with another application. So these are the web services we have. Is it clear?
Yes. Oh, okay.
Clear, or do you have any questions?
No, no, no. It's okay. Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and so how they will communicate with one application with another application. So how I'm communicating to you now? I'm teaching some data port to you, right? How I'm explaining that? Using language, right?
Right.
Yeah. So web services, one application, application A1 and application A2. So SOAP will communicate. SOAP is a protocol to communicate
A
one
and T.
application with another application, right?
Yes.
Yeah, how this application will communicate? We are communicating each other,
Hmm.
right?
Through
How we are
language.
communicating? English, using one language, which is
Yes.
English, right?
Yep.
Similarly, the SOAP application, suppose if A1 and A2, A1, A2, these are the two different applications. So these both are SOAP applications. So
Hmm.
then the SOAP application will process only SOAP message format. What is that? I'll
So.
talk what is a SOAP message later. SOAP
Hmm.
message. Okay. So how, as a human beings, how we are communicating each other using one language, right? So
Yes.
that we are using English language, so that's why we are communicating each other. So similarly, applications also, if there are two applications, so if A1 and A2, these both are the SOAP applications, they'll communicate using the SOAP web service. Then SOAP web services uses SOAP message, right? Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and let me talk about this REST. Why this REST came into the picture? SOAP message. So this is how the XML looks like. Do you ever seen this message?
Yeah. Actually, I have not seen certain messages, but we got certain errors or debug messages in our macros. This is kind of
Yeah.
this on
Yeah, this
XML.
is SOAP message.
Hmm.
So the SOAP are, sorry, this is XML. SOAP and XML both are messages to store and to transport the data from one application to another application, right?
Okay.
This is XML. Like XML was designed to store the data and to transport the data from one application to another application. Clear?
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm storing employee information in SOAP XML message. I'm storing first. I would like to teach you XML. Then I'll teach SOAP. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Employee. So I'm storing employee information in XML message format. In XML
XML.
message format. So this is the one. Employee. So XML is based on tags. So this we call open less than and greater than symbol. This we call it as a tag, one tag. Employee is one tag. This we may
It's a
enclose,
TAG tag, right?
yeah, employee tag. So we enclose that employee message within less than and greater than symbol, right? So that
Hmm.
we call it as tag. Clear?
Yes.
And so employee is a object, right? So object, I'm describing the employee object, right?
Yes.
Object has property. So when I
Yes.
describe car, we call this all falls under OOPS concept, object oriented program. Okay. So
Hmm.
in this, so we will have an object. Employee is an object. Employee has some properties, right? Employee has ID, employee
ID
has name,
names.
employee has city. So these are the called employee properties, right?
Yes.
So that's why employee is an object, and XML was designed to store and transport the data. XML is a tag based. Okay. So the
Hmm.
employee is an object and it has the three properties:
Properties.
ID, name,
City.
city, and so employee is a root open tag and closed tag. So what is the difference between open tag and closed tag? So this is a open tag and this is called closed tag. So the less than symbol, the forward slash, this is nothing but closed. This is an open tag of employee and this is a closing tag of employee. Clear?
Okay.
Employee is kind of a parent. Within this parent, this we call it as a parent element or root element. What is that? This all we call it as elements. Employee ID, name, city are the elements. Okay,
Hmm.
clear?
Yes.
Elements. Parent employee is a root or parent elements. And employee has within this employee object. See, employee is open tag and this is a closed tag. So within this employee, we have the properties of employee. We call it as child. Employee is a root element, and these three elements are ID, name, city are the child elements of employee, because employee we are calling it as a parent, and these three are inside that employee object. So that's why we call ID, name, city are the child elements of employee. Clear?
Okay.
It is same as our family structure. We have a father, mother. You are the children of, suppose, Vishwa, you are the children of your parents, right?
Yes.
Suppose if you have a brother or sister, you both are children of your parents,
Right.
right? What is the relation among your brother and you? You are siblings to each other, right?
Right.
Similarly, ID, name, city are the child elements of employee, and ID, name, city are the siblings to each other. ID,
Hmm.
name, city are siblings to
Each
each
other.
other. And ID is open tag, and ID, this is a closed tag. And within open tag and closed tag, we mention the value of this ID, right? One, two, three.
Okay. Hmm. Got it.
Name, open tag, close tag. Within this open and close, we mention the
Hmm.
value of name, employee name. So value of city also Hyderabad. Clear?
Yes, sir.
This is about XML. I think it is clear, right?
Yes. Sir,
Naveen?
why it is in the below line, the point number 5, employee forwards this one slash and the employee, and then the tag is completed.
Yeah,
So that means
employee.
for
See,
this employee, the information is completed, is it?
yes. So
Okay.
employee, this we call it as an object data type.
Okay.
Employee is an object data type. So employee is opened here and closed here.
Okay. So
Employee is
what
an
if we
object and employee has a child properties.
okay?
So
What
those
if we
called
have
as child
two,
elements.
three employees?
Sorry?
What if we have two, three employees for XML?
Yeah, good question. Good question. Wonderful. Naveen, first, I would like to understand from Naveen if that XML is clear. I will go to your question, Vishwa. Okay.
Okay.
Hello, Naveen. Yeah,
Huh.
this XML is clear for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, suppose, yeah, good question, Vishwa. So
Thank you, sir.
if we have a multiple employees, right?
Hmm.
Good question. See, if we have a multiple employees, so we can
Hmm.
have an employees tag.
Hmm.
This is an object,
Object.
and this is opened here and it is closed here. So
Hmm.
within this employee, we can have n number of employee objects. We can
Employees.
have n number of employees. So for time, let's assume three
Okay.
employees. Like that, you can have in first one is Gopi, and now one two, like 1 2 4 Vishwa from Pune, right?
Yes, sir.
Why it is not coming? Just wait. Pune, Naveen, 1 2 5 Bapat. Okay, this is how we can represent multiple employees in one employee. Okay, one XML. Clear?
Ye-
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. For timing, let's to make it simple. For timing, let's go with the simple employee. Okay.
Okay.
So this is an XML format. What is an XML? XML stands for extensible. X stands for X. XML. So here X stands for EX. X stands for extensible markup language. Extensible markup language. M stands for markup. L stands for language.
Language.
EX X extensible. M stands for markup. L stands for language. So
Okay.
this is the structure of XML. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. XML message. So if you wanted to get more details about XML, so I will recommend you to. So I mean, this is a demo, right? So in this, I cannot teach everything. So just I'll go through high level. So
Yes, sir.
just type, go through, refer this W3 school. So since I've explained high level about this XML, so if you go through it, simply you can understand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So learn XML. XML stands for Extensible Markup Language. XML are designed to store and transport the data. XML is designed both human and machine readable. Yeah, me
Yes.
human. So this XML we can read. Human also it's readable. Machine readable is nothing but application. Computer applications also will process. Will understand that. Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
this is a message note, and they will give a lot of examples. See, breakfast menu, multiple foods. In menu, you have a multiple food. In each food menu, name, price, description. So just go through it. So XML introduction. So already I've explained a lot of things. XML how to use. Ignore this. They will compare with HTML. Ignore this HTML. XML tree structure. Yeah, root element, child element. So we'll have a lot of things. XML elements. Element can also has attributes, namespaces. So just go through it so that you'll understand easily. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let's come back to our main. Let's come back to our main thing. Yeah, this is XML, and I wanted to show you the same thing in SOAP message. So SOAP is also an XML language. SOAP is also an XML message. So, but SOAP has build its building blocks. What are the building blocks? Envelope, header, body. Within the body, and we will put actual data to this. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So
These are the
envelope.
building blocks. SOAP envelope. Envelope is a root element in SOAP message.
Hmm.
SOAP is XML, but XML is not a SOAP. Okay.
SOAP is XML, but XML is not SOAP. Okay.
Yeah. So because in XML we can have a root element, whatever root element we have. Okay.
Hmm.
But in SOAP message, the root element must be envelope.
Okay.
See, it is opened here and it is closed here. Right.
Hmm. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And this root element has one namespace. This is called namespace. XML NS. XML NS is nothing but namespace, and it will
Hmm.
refer to this URL. Since this SOAP, this is a SOAP, it is recommended by W3 organization, so that's why it will refer this URL. And this is a variable, namespace variable called SOAP. You can put ABC here, but as per the naming standard, it is SOAP. And for all the SOAP building blocks, SOAP envelopes, you will have a prefix called this variable. What is the variable you referred here? That variable will have a prefix. See, SOAP colon envelope, SOAP colon header, SOAP colon body. Because this envelope, header, body are the names, SOAP building blocks or SOAP elements. So that's why for the SOAP element, you'll have a prefix. What are the variable you mentioned here? That we should mention as a prefix for that.
Can you change and show once so we can understand how?
So if you put A here, you
Hmm.
can put A here. Instead of SOAP, it can be A, B, C, any variable. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Here also you can.
Okay, sir. Okay. Got it.
You might get doubt. So for a employee ID name, so we are not mentioning because employee ID is not SOAP message, SOAP elements. This is a
Hmm.
normal plain XML. So that's why for only SOAP elements, we will put what is the namespace variable you mentioned here. That the URL should be same.
Hmm.
XML is XML namespace and that variable name and its value. What is the namespace value? Namespace value always it will be URL, or we call it as a link. Okay.
Okay.
So header, envelope, header, body. So I'm filling the right data. So that's why it is But if I wanted to represent some error message in this, so within the body we'll put fault, FAULT. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the SOAP message. SOAP message is also in XML. Why it is in XML? Because SOAP XML should message have root element, right? Element can
Hmm.
also have a namespaces and attributes. Element can have a child elements and also subchild elements. So these are the rules of that XML, right? So SOAP message also follows the same, but SOAP element it should start with the root element envelope, header, body, and within the body we'll put actual data. The same
Hmm.
employee information I put in XML message. The same plain, this is a the same employee Gopi information I mentioned in XML. And if
Hmm.
I wanted to represent the same employee information in SOAP message format, so this is how I can do that. And I think it is clear, right?
Okay.
Yeah. SOAP message is clear.
Hmm.
Now let's go back to our topic.
Rest.
Yeah. So this is, let me close this all. Yeah. So yeah, simple object access protocol and REST stand for, I think this is not our page. Yeah. Yeah. So now the SOAP message is clear, I think.
Yes, sir.
And this is a web service, right? So any web service, what is the protocol it uses? HTTP or HTTPS. HTTP stand, if you look at any URL, so just now we opened this W3 schools, right? So HTTPS, because these all are background web services.
Yes,
HTTPS
sir.
is nothing but security. See here, you can see the lock symbol, which means it is secure. This website is secure. And without that also it is there simple HTTP. But nowadays nobody using that HTTP because nowadays security is very important, right? Yeah.
So now HTTPS is implemented, right?
Yeah, HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol.
Hmm.
HTTP is without security, and
Hmm.
HTTPS Hypertext Transfer Protocol security.
Okay. With security.
Yeah, we will see that how we'll provide this HTTPS security. We'll see that further.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Yes, sir.
all the web services will uses this protocol. What
Hmm.
is that protocol? Either HTTP
HTTP,
or HTTPS.
HTTPS.
So yeah, SOAP web service is a web service, right? So that's why it uses either HTTP or HTTPS protocol. HTTP is without security and HTTPS with security. And what is a SOAP web service uses? What is the message format? It uses SOAP message. So just now we have seen how the SOAP message looks like, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now let's jump on to the REST web service. Why REST came, I'll let you know. Okay, later. Once we discuss about this REST, when I come, once I compare this SOAP and REST, you will get to know these details. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Representational RE stands for representational state transfer. Representational state transfer. And so this is also web service. So that's why it uses either HTTP and HTTPS. But coming to the messages, it uses JSON message, XML and non-XML as well. But nowadays nobody using this non-XML. So SOAP web service protocol is same. SOAP web service and REST web service, since these two are the web services, so that's
Hmm.
why the protocol there is no difference. Both can
Okay.
use either HTTP or HTTPS.
Hmm.
HTTP is without security and HTTPS is with
With
security.
security. Yep.
But coming to the messages, what the message is nothing but language. So what message uses? So HTTP, yeah, SOAP web services uses SOAP message. Already we have seen the SOAP message. And REST web services by default they use a
Yes.
JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. And also it can use as XML and non-XML. Non-XML is nothing but CSV data, fixed length, but nowadays nobody using it. Either
Okay.
mostly it would be used as JSON, or in worst case it will go for XML. But mostly nowadays
Okay.
it uses JSON only. Okay.
Okay.
So JSON is also a message format. JSON also
Hmm.
used to store the data and to transport. It is similarly like languages. So since you are from Pune, by default, what language you use? Marathi.
Marathi. Hmm.
But since I am from Telugu state, what language I use? Telugu.
Okay.
Right? Both languages are purpose is same. But the
Hmm.
way we pronounce and alphabets, how the grammar, that different. But the both language is same, right?
Yes.
Why we use language to communicate?
It is a medium of expression.
Yeah. So just in one word, I can simply say language. Using language, you can communicate each other, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Similarly, SOAP and JSON. These are like languages only. As a human beings, we are communicating in a language called English, Telugu, Marathi,
Hmm.
but this application, this web services, so if it is a SOAP, it uses SOAP message.
So
Like
message.
since you are from Pune, so you speak Marathi, right? Since
Hmm.
it's a SOAP web service, it uses SOAP message. So
Right.
since I'm from Telugu state, so I use Telugu language.
Hmm.
Similarly, REST web service uses JSON, and also
Hmm.
it can use, yeah, it's REST web services. Let me compare with your background so that it is easy for understand. As Marathi, along with Marathi, you speak Hindi also, right?
Yes.
Yeah, similar to that, REST web services by default, but from Maharashtra people by default your native language is Marathi, but you also speak Hindi.
Yes.
Similarly, REST web service by default the, uses JSON, but also it uses
XML.
XML as well, right?
Hmm.
Since I compared with your thing, so I think you can understand easily, right?
Yes. Yes.
REST web service are similar to like Maharashtra people. So by
Okay.
default Marathi, but also Hindi, right? Similarly, the REST
Hmm.
web service by default JSON, but also it process XML as well. The SOAP web
Hmm.
service similar to our Telugu people. We only speak Telugu, right?
Okay.
Yeah, SOAP web service uses SOAP message. So it is clear.
Yes.
Yeah, JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation.
Okay.
If I wanted to represent the same employee information in JSON, this is how it is. Okay. So JSON is nothing but object. How we will mention curly brace, open curly brace, close curly brace. It's nothing but JSON object. Okay.
Okay.
By looking at this open, close curly brace, you can understand it is a JSON object, JSON message.
Okay.
So in the JSON message, we have an employee colon, and this is again for employee we have open and closed, which means employee is an again object data type. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it has three properties: ID, name, city, right?
Okay. The
So
employee is a parent information. ID name city is a child
same.
information.
If you compare this with XML, employee is a parent and ID name city is the child name. That's why
Great.
that's why this is in inside the bracket.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Got it. Got it.
But since it is a JSON, first we need to have open curly braces.
Open and close.
In this JSON object, again we have one more object called employee, and within this employee, ID name city. So this we called as a name value pair. ID is a
Hmm.
name, value is 1 to 3, name is a name, value is Mohan, name is city, and value is Singapore. Always ID name value pair are separated with
Inverted.
colon. What is that?
Colon.
Colon. Okay. Name value pair always separated with colon.
Colon.
Names are always double quoted.
Hmm.
Names are always in double quotes. So you might get out, right? So name and city, the values Mohan and Singapore are double quoted. Whereas this 1 to 3 is not in double quotes. Why? So ID value is a number, right?
Hmm.
This we call it as a data type. What type of
Okay.
value it is? ID value is 1 to 3. What type of value it is? Whether it's a character or number or object or array, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So since this ID value is a number data type, so that's why it doesn't require any double quotes. Whereas name and city are in values are mentioned double quotes. This we call it as a character or string data type.
Sir, why? What is the reason? Can you please explain why ID the number is not double quoted?
Because ID value is a number, right?
Hmm.
In JSON,
Hmm.
number data type not required to be in double quotes.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
By looking at this, you can understand that. So this ID value is 1 to 3, it's a number data type, whereas name and cities in the values are mentioned in double quotes. These are the single data types.
Okay. And when the information like 1 2 3 comma, and then below that Mohan comma, so when the information is completed like
Yeah,
Singapore, there is no comma.
yeah, simply like when you, it is like normal text when you written text like data power, I teach data power comma API connect comma IAB, I'll put at the end, I'll put dot, right? It is same as that. Since
Okay, okay.
this ID has next value, next
Hmm.
property, so that's why comma.
Yes, comma.
The name
Okay, okay.
has next property, so that's why it is comma. But
Comma.
city there is no next property, that's why there is nothing.
No comma, and the curly head
Yeah,
closed.
curly brace here, this one.
Hmm.
So now you might get doubt, right? Employee is a
Yes,
name, but what is the value of this employee? It's an object.
yes.
Employee data type is an object data type because it has open brace, curly brace, right? Whereas
It is
ID data type
better
is,
to say the properties of employee should be into the curly
yes,
brackets.
yes. So the data type of employee is an object because it is an
Hmm.
object. Open
Hmm.
curly brace. ID data type is 123. Name data type is Mohan. City data type is Singapore. Okay.
Hmm. Yes, sir. Got
Yeah.
it.
Now you understood XML, SOAP, JSON. The same employee information I put in both three formats. SOAP, XML, JSON, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. But by default, REST web service uses JSON, and by default, SOAP web service uses SOAP message. So I'll put this SOAP and JSON side by side. So what is which you feel easy to understand as a human
JSON.
being? As a human, which one you feel easy to understand?
JSON.
Why?
Why it is very short and does not need much concentration with especially the symbols, whereas in the XML there is a like the information is vast, like
Not XML, it
the
is SOAP. SOAP
so
is different and
correct.
XML is different. Yeah.
HTTP and the these brackets that is, and the
Yes.
envelopes, everything.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
Hmm.
So so why these are SOAP, XML, JSON? Why these are? These are for human readable and machine readable. Machine readable is nothing but application readable,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir.
So as a human beings, how you feel difficult to understand this SOAP over JSON?
Hmm.
Similarly, you take more time to understand SOAP message comparing with JSON, right?
Yes.
If I put these two side by side, it takes time to understand SOAP message more than JSON message, right?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, application also, if one application, if for one application, if I send a SOAP message, that
Hmm.
application takes more time to process that. But if I send a JSON message to the SOAP application, it takes less time. The
Okay.
performance is very important, right?
Yes, sir.
See, suppose the good example I'll tell you. I hope whenever the results announced, when we are, I wanted to take you back. So I think when you, the good example I can take when you pass 10th class, right?
Hmm.
So the moment they announce the result, if you wanted to check your marks, is it easy? I mean, what I mean is like everybody tries at the same time, right? So we simply if we go during those days, so if we go to internet, simply if we put the article number, the internet, the folk what he said, our server is too much busy. We are not getting the response, right?
Right. Hmm.
Because the burden is more on that server. Similarly,
Yes.
when you send JSON message, it takes less, very high time, very more time comparing with if we send SOAP request to a server, it takes very time. As an end user, do you have that much patience to wait for the response to come back? No,
No.
right? So the moment you send a request, it needs to be send a response back to you. So then, as an end user, you feel happy, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is the reason. This is the reason nowadays nobody using the SOAP message. Only REST web services are very popular because the REST web services use a JSON message. JSON message is very lightweight. We need to use this technical term called lighter than the SOAP message. JSON is lightweight whereas
Yes, sir.
SOAP message is heavyweight, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, due to this, the REST web services are very popular. Nowadays, nobody using it. Now, now you understood, right? Why REST web even so REST web service sometimes uses XML as well. But even when you compare XML with SOAP, the XML is very easy because so directly with the same XML you put in this body, right?
Right.
So that's why REST web services are very popular. I hope you
In now
understood clearly.
in industry, most of them are being used JSON, right? JSON or
Yeah, JSON.
REST
Yeah,
services.
REST only. Either it is JSON or XML. So it means it a REST web service, not SOAP.
Okay. Okay.
Because SOAP uses SOAP message.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
So now let me conclude what I discussed. We discussed about what is a web service.
Yes.
So what is a SOAP web service? What is
REST.
a REST web service? Right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Then SOAP messages and
Yeah.
JSON
We
XML.
so XML and
JSON.
JSON messages. Right?
Yes.
Naveen, so far it is clear for you. I'm expecting your involvement same as like Vishwa, so that you will be on you will be on track.
Sir, can you please repeat?
Sorry. Yeah,
Uh,
just I'm requesting Naveen like whether he is clear on that or not. Just I'm checking
okay.
with
Okay.
Naveen, but I
Okay.
think he okay, no problem. Okay. So now it is clear, I think. Web services, SOAP, REST web services. We discussed also SOAP, XML, and JSON. So the difference between SOAP and REST also we talk about it. Okay. Why REST web service were very popular also we understood.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Now let's talk about this EAA, Enterprise Application Integration. Okay. What
Yes.
is this? Enterprise application integration. What is meant by this? So let's say I wanted to develop one project. Let
Okay.
me open my PPT. Yeah, these are the prerequisites. Suppose if any student want to learn the data power, the SOAP, REST, XML, these are the prerequisites. So that's why I covered that. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, since you are, I mean, the prerequisite I explained, so I will take half an hour, 30 more minutes to complete this demo so that you
Okay.
have to understand, right? So that if I directly talk about the CA, ESP, if you don't know SOAP XML, that is difficult to understand. So that's why, okay?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So now, see, I'll talk about this EA and ESP. First, let's go with the EA, okay? First, let me talk about this diagram. So when you wanted to develop one complete application, web service, suppose let's say Flipkart, right?
Hmm.
So if you wanted to design that Flipkart, so the new user interface. So once you enter the www.flipkart.com, it will open one page, right? So that we call as the UI, user interface,
Hmm.
right? The user to develop that beautiful backgrounds and all. So they use some kind of uh, like HTML, CSS language, okay,
Yes.
to develop that. And to develop that, so let me talk about the Flipkart. So to develop that one beautiful UI, they use one application, okay. And so to store that all the details, their models, right? What are the product they sell in the website? So to store all the product information, so they need obviously database, right?
Hmm.
For product, they need one table. For user data, like you are the user, end user, right? I can say client or customer. So you will have also your data, right? Like
Mm.
your name, address, and all, right? So and so once you place the order, how you'll place? First, you need to pay the amount, right? Payment gateway also they need to integrate, right?
Yes, yes,
Payment gateway, and once you place the order, so they will associate with one delivery partner, right? So and to
yes.
track the delivery updates they use application. Like what I mean to say is, to develop that complete Flipkart application they need to use a multiple different applications, right?
Mm.
One is UI. For to have that beautiful UI, they develop one application. So to store the information, they use one application. For payment gateway, they use one application. For all delivery partner, they use one application, right? So what I mean to say is, to develop one end product. So we have to use multiple applications, right? Hello.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. And to make that process completely, and each and every application should talk to each other, should communicate each other, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Vishwa? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah. So before this, let me tell you some simple example so that you understand easy. So let's say we are three, Vishwa, Naveen, and Raj. We all three, let's say we all need to work in a project. We
Okay.
are three different. So I'm from Telangana. So Naveen is from Andhra and you are from Maharashtra, right? Which means what I wanted to say, my background is different. My culture
Yes,
might be different. Your culture, your food habits. So based on my region, so my habits would be different. My culture would be different, right? My
yes, sir.
language would be different. So we all need to work together to complete one project successfully.
Right.
But for timing, just ignore English. English we learn just for to survive in the industry, right? Otherwise, we wouldn't, right? Let's go.
Yes.
Let's take our forefathers. Did they learn English? No, they spoke in their native language, right? We learned because to get the jobs and good the good we learned it English. But for timing, just assume that we are from three different places. So and our language is different, and our culture is different. Our food habits are different. So now we all need to work on one project. Is it possible? I
Yes.
need to exchange. I need to exchange. Suppose let's say Vishwa, you and me wants to discuss something. But the problem is, you know Marathi, I know only Telugu. Is it possible with if we are only three?
No, sir, not possible.
Yeah, because there is a language problem, right? There is a language problem.
Yes,
So
sir.
to make this successful, so let's say Naveen. For timing, let's assume that Naveen knows both Telugu and Marathi. So now, what I wanted to tell you, so I need to explain to Naveen so that he will understand that in Telugu and he will translate in Marathi and he will send it to you. Now we discussed only one problem. But suppose let's say we all work in Hyderabad. We all three need to sit in Hyderabad, one office, and we need to complete one project. But Marath, as you come to since you are from Maharashtra, if you come to Hyderabad, your food habit is different, right?
Yes, sir.
And your culture, your temperature, your weather condition might be different. It is very difficult to adjust here, right?
Yes, sir.
And what I mean to say is, when we are working multiple persons as a team to complete one project successfully, so there are different problems, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, similarly, when we wanted to complete one application, when I wanted to complete one application, when I wanted to develop one complete application, kind of a Flipkart, we have to use a multiple different applications, and all these different applications should communicate each other, right? But there might be a problems as well for these applications. So let me tell you some simple problem. For timing, let's say this is an application A. Let's say this is an application A and this is an application B. Okay. Let's say this is application A and B. So in our example, let's say this A is a SOAP application, so it uses SOAP message, and B application is a REST application, it uses JSON message. But A and B application needs to communicate each other. There is no way because there is a message format problem. A application sends SOAP message, so this B application doesn't understand because it understands only JSON. So then we need to have a third, one more application called C. The C application should understand both SOAP and JSON. So then application send JSON message, a SOAP message to C application, and C application will translate the SOAP to JSON, and the C application send this to J B application. But now we discussed only one problem called message format. But if we are talking about all the other problems, so it is clumsy. We discussed only two applications. To avoid this, to make it simple, so we came up with one approach that is called ESB. What is the approach? Sorry, EAA. See, do you, do you, I think you can see my screen, Vishwa and Navin, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now if you look at this diagram, so this is very simple, right? Comparing with previous application.
Yes.
Yeah. So, so to resolve, so when we are developing one project, so we need to use a multiple application. So there might be a problems with each and every application. To override that, so they came with one approach that is called EAI. If one application wants to communicate with any other application, they should communicate via. So what is EAI? EAI is EAI stands for Enterprise Application Integration. As the name itself, it is saying that it is the concept or method to integrate all or to coordinate all the applications in one enterprise. Got it?
Yeah, in short, suppose application A need the script in English, so that will send it to EAI, and EAI will convert the script in English and send back to application A.
Yes. So what are the problem we discussed? So a application just now we discussed that same problem, right? So if I want to discuss same problem, A is a SOAP and this B is a REST JSON. So A sends SOAP to the
But,
EA,
but
EA
it's
transform this SOAP to JSON, it will send. Similarly, anything, any problem with any other applications also. Okay?
yes, sir.
Yeah. So EA is just a method or plan, which means nothing but it is just a concept. It is kind of a theory to transform. Sorry, AI is just a theory or it's a platform. So if you look at this one, EA Enterprise Application Integration, it's a business methods and tools aimed at modernizing, consolidating, and coordinating computer applications in an enterprise. So if you wanted to develop one Flipkart application, that is one enterprise, right? So what are the application used in Flipkart application? What are the differences you have seen? What are the issues you faced with that? So just if you put this EAI, it will solve all the problems. Okay.
Okay.
So here, so this is one enterprise. So in this enterprise, so there are using the multiple application called legacy application, DB2, custom application, e-commerce application, web objects, and the different databases like SQL Server, Oracle, Sybase. So to
Hmm.
integrate all this application to make seamless communication with one application with another application,
Hmm.
so we use EAI. So this EAI is communicating, connecting all or integrating all the applications, right?
Yes, sir.
So EAA, I think it is clear, right?
Yes, very much.
Yeah, EAA, what we understood, EAA is just a concept or it's a business computing term or plan or method to coordinate all the computer applications in one enterprise, right?
Hmm.
And what is the practical solution of ESB? EAA, that is ESB. What is that? ESB, Enterprise Service Bus. What is that? Enterprise Service
Service.
Bus. So what is this? What are the advantage? What are the problems we have when we So in our example, we discussed as a human beings example, we discussed about the language problem, culture problem, food problem, right? Weather
Yes.
problem. Similarly, when multiple applications want to communicate each other, mostly we will face four problems. So that EA will resolve all the four problems. What are that? It's nothing but that those are the advantages of ESP, right? So what is the first advantage? Message transformation. What is that? Message transformation. What is mean by? Suppose A application is a SOAP application, so it uses SOAP message. B application is a REST application, it uses JSON message. Suppose if A and B application want to directly communicate, there is no way. So we need to have ESB in between application A and B. So A application send ESB SOAP message to this ESB. ESB will transform SOAP to JSON. ESB will transform SOAP to JSON, and ESB will send the JSON message to the B application. Right? So this is called message transformation. SOAP to JSON, JSON to XML, XML to JSON, XML to SOAP. So this is called message transformation. ESB will transform one message format to another message format. So that is called message transformation. It is clear?
Yes.
Yeah. Now let's talk about other advantage, which is message enrichment. So again, we'll have a two application. A can send only the messages hi. So but B application requires hi, welcome to DataPower. So we have two application A and B. A application can only send messages hi, but that message should send to the B application, but B application process only hi, welcome to DataPower. But A application cannot send this welcome to DataPower. It can only send hi, but it can only send hi. B application don't accept it because it requires this complete message. Hi, welcome to DataPower. So again, we have ESB in between application A and B. A application can send messages hi, and ESB will add welcome to DataPower to that incoming message hi, and it will send hi, welcome to DataPower. This is called a message enrichment. Clear?
Hmm. And where it is being used, enrichment.
Yeah, this is a problem with applications when they are connecting to each other. So this
Hmm.
ESP will resolve that problem. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So message enrichment is nothing but adding or in enhancing enhancing is a technical
Communication.
yeah, adding some extra content to that incoming message. This we called
Right.
as a enrichment, message enrichment.
I
Okay?
guess now AI and Chat GPT is using this enrichment.
Yes, yes. It would pull the data from different sources. Suppose if you ask like what is the data power? So in the data power, there already in the Google, already in the we have a multiple website which describes about the data power. It pull the data from all and it will enhance that. It will take the accurate message from the different. But it depends upon the source data. For that AI, the data is very important. So that's why the data science is very important now. Without data, there is no AI, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why the data science is very important now. Data science, without data, there is no AI. It will capture the data from multiple sources and it will give you the one data, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now third advantage is message routing. Before I explain, let me protocol bridging. So let's say we have application A, it's a SOAP application, it's REST application, SOAP or REST, since it uses HTTP protocol. But B application is a file-based application, it uses FTP protocol, file transfer. FTP stands for file transfer protocol. We have multiple protocols. So there are just if you wanted to store only files, so we will have a FTP server. We call it as FTP server, file transfer protocol. Okay. So again, suppose A application want to send XML file to the B application. So, but what is the problem here? A application want to send XML message to the B application, but A application it's a web service, so that's why it uses HTTP. But B application is not a web service; it's a FTP server. So there is a protocol conflict, right? So again, we'll have a ESB. A application can send XML message to the ESB over the HTTP protocol, and the same XML ESB will place the same XML in the required FTP path, so that B application process that XML. So this is called protocol bridging. Protocol bridging is nothing but it acts as a bridge between two different protocols, HTTP and FTP in the case, or FTP HTTPS, HTTPS to SMTP. We have a multiple protocols. Okay, got it? To send the
Yes.
emails, what protocol we use? Use email, right? In a day-to-day life. What is that protocol you use? SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Okay. From if you wanted to send email from one, suppose if I wanted to send an email to you, in between what is the protocol? SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and message routing. The fourth advantage, message routing. Suppose let's say A application send XML, JSON, and SOAP message. Let's say we have multiple applications, multiple application B application will process JSON. We have C application, it process XML. We have D application, it process SOAP message. So A application can send XML or JSON or SOAP message. When A application send XML message, that message should send to the C application because C application process only XML. When A application send JSON, that message should reach to B application because B application process JSON. When A application sends SOAP message, that message should send to the D application because D application process SOAP message. But A application can send any message, XML, JSON or SOAP. But if sends XML, it should go to SUI. If it sends JSON, the message should go to B application. If it sends SOAP message, that message should go to D application. But A application doesn't has that much intelligence to send to which application, which target application, right? So do you
Okay.
observe, Vishwas? So in all the three examples, there is only one application which is B. But when we have
Yes.
more than one backend application or more than one target application, this routing comes into the picture. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Now here to resolve this, so we have a ESB, we place in between these all applications, and this ESB depends upon requirement. In ESB, we need to configure the routing.
Hmm.
So based on this requirement, when A sends XML message to this ESB, ESB will route that XML message to the C application. When A sends JSON message to the ESB, based on the routing which we configured in the ESB, that message should route to B application. When A application send XML to the ESB, based on this routing, it will route that request to B application. This is called message routing, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So in all the examples, ESB always sits in between two applications, right? Yeah.
Yes.
A application we call it as a source system for ESB, and B application we call it as a target system for ESB. So with respect to ESB, A we call it as a source system and B we call it as a target system for ESB. This is one terminology, or we can also use client and server. See, A is requesting client, right? And B is a back. So A is a client and B is a server for the backend. So for ESP. Okay? Or A is a front end application and B is a back end application. This is a terminology. With respect to ESB, A application is a source or client or front end. When we use source, B application is a target. When we use client, B application is a server. When we use A as a front end, B application is a back end application for ESB. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When routing comes in the picture for ESB, when we have a more than one when we have a more than one backend or target or server for ESB, then this routing comes into the picture, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So these are the four advantages of ESB. So what are the different ESB products available in the market? So let me compare this with real time. So smartphone. What are the advantages of smartphones? Like what are the primary characteristics of smartphone? RAM, ROM, front camera, back camera, and processor. Right?
Yes, sir.
These are the five. We but what are the different vendors we have available in the market? Multiple, right?
Yes, sir.
We have a Redmi, Realme, Samsung, iPhone, Oppo, Vivo. Now we have latest, I mean, new vendors as well. IQ, something. But these are the popular vendors, right? Realme, Redmi, Oppo, Vivo, iPhone, Samsung, right? These are the different vendors of smartphone, right?
Yes, sir.
What are the advantages of smartphones? RAM, ROM, front camera, back camera, processor. This is the main.
Yes.
Similarly, what are the advantages of ESP? These are the four advantages: message transformation, enrichment, bridging, protocol bridging, and message routing.
Routing.
So,
Yes.
for these, we have a different ESP products available in the market. From the IBM, we have data power. Why I explain this ESB? Because ESB data power is an ESB product,
And
right?
it is launched by IBM or owned by
Yes,
IBM.
the manufacturer of the vendor of data power is IBM.
Okay.
From Salesforce, we have web methods. Recently, the sale web methods also bought IBM only. Okay, but earlier from self web methods. From from Microsoft, we have Bigstock server. From Microsoft, we have Bigstock server. So from Oracle, these are the big service IT service companies, right? Oracle, IBM, Microsoft, Salesforce.
Mhm.
Oracle, we have Oracle Fusion. From Dell, we have Dell Boomi. So we have other as well, but these are the popular. Okay.
Yes.
From sale, sorry, this sale from sorry, this is not Salesforce, it is software. From Salesforce, we have the we have MuleSoft. From sorry, I written wrong. Yeah, from Software AG, it is also one vendor company. It launched web methods, but recently this web methods bought by IBM only to just to gain the customers. Okay, it is, see, you know, right? Earlier Hotstar, now recently bought by Geo. Now it is a Geo Hotstar, right?
Hmm.
It's kind of business strategy, right? To gain the customers of. So that's why the recently web methods bought by IBM. Okay,
Hmm.
these are the different ESB products available in the market. Same like
Okay.
smartphones, right?
Okay.
Different
Out of
vendors, but as a consumer, as a customer, depends upon your budget, depends upon your requirement, depends upon the service provider. Suppose if something goes wrong, so the service also very important, right?
yes.
And if maintenance also, it should be very easy. Why in India most of the people will buy Suzuki, Maruti Suzuki? Maruti Suzuki is more popular in the India, right?
Yes, sir.
Because the maintenance is cheap. If you take Audi, Benz, the maintenance is too high. We cannot bear because in India, most of the middle class, right? Yeah. So out of all these products, IBM tools are very popular, especially in this integration space. Okay?
And
Because
this
there
must be
are some,
occupied by almost all IT industry. Am I right?
sorry.
And this data power is occupied or adapted by almost every IT industry.
Yes, every business. I mean, why we use these all IT products for the
Okay.
business purpose, right?
Yes.
Yeah, data power. What are the main business industries? Retail, right? E-commerce,
Hmm.
retail banking,
Hmm.
insurance.
No, I
Uh,
mean to say we do have the options for the ESB products, but out of that, IBM Data Power is most
yes, very
convenient.
popular. Yeah.
Okay,
So out
something
of this all,
something like ServiceNow software.
yes, yes. So
Hmm.
out of though we have a different vendors for the CSP, but IBM product which is data power. The data power is very popular in the market because the brand IBM is very big one, right?
Yes, yes.
Because brand, why most of the people uses iPhone? Because of the brand, security, right? Similarly, IBM is very products are very popular because the brand of the IBM, service of the IBM, maintenance of the IBM. Suppose if there is an issue with IBM data power, so if you simply raise a ticket with IBM, within 10 minutes they will reach out, they will get in touch with you. So
Their
because the
service.
service is very important, right?
Hmm.
Especially. So due to all these factors, IBM DataPower is very popular in the market when we compare with all different ESB vendors, right?
Okay. Hmm.
Yeah, that's why. So directly, if I don't tell this EA ESB directly, if I talk about this data power, you don't understand anything. That's why
Great.
I explain this all.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yep.
So this is about data power, and in the data power, you opt for development or admin.
Sorry.
Data power has two roles: developer role and administration role.
I think both will go
You
because
opt for
only
both, right?
admin role it will not help us. But if developer or integration, that will definitely help us to boost our career.
Yes, yes. Developer has more openings, whereas for 10 developer, there will be one admin.
Okay. No problem.
Administration, you know, right? So what is the difference between main development and administration, right?
Yeah, the administration is nothing but like an end user, but whereas the developer or the uh, uh, developer is nothing but to implement certain things in the
Yes, yes.
uh,
Okay, let me tell
process.
you. Coming to the data power, what are the roles of admin and developer, right?
Hmm.
So admin role is just to install this data power, the data power setup, installing the data power and
Hmm.
onboarding the users, onboarding the developers or whoever wants to access this data power, onboarding the users, firmware update, degrade. There are less people. But for the developer, like you need to, what are the advantage we discussed? You need to do everything. Message transformation you did using coding. You write the
Hmm.
coding. Developer is nothing but he has to write code, right? So this
Hmm.
transformation and all we have to write the code, enrichment, bridging. For this all we need to write the coding, and
Hmm.
you will develop SOAP web services and REST web services. Whereas
Hmm.
admin doesn't do that. So just administration activities, right? Let me tell you some simple example. In college, let's take college. What college? What are the main thing in college? We will have a principal who take care of the administration part, and we have a faculty actually who teach the subjects, right?
Hmm.
What is the role of principal? Just he need to facilitate the teachers and students, right?
Yes.
Suppose if any student is joining in the college or if any faculty is going to join, he will complete that joining formalities to the end. But what is the main purpose of college? To get the study, to teach something to the student, right? But who do
Yes.
that? Mainly teachers. Who will provide that infra? Admin, principal, right?
Hmm.
Understood?
Yes, sir.
This is same as that. Admin and developer. Developer is similar to teacher, admin is similar to principal, who facilitate it and developer do their development. So yeah, in the data part also we develop SOAP web services, REST web services, and we can do this message transformations, message enrichment, protocol bridging, message routing. We all can do in the data power. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is what I wanted
This
to
course
include.
is will help us as an admin and as well as developer, right?
Yeah, there are two different courses. Course content is different for both development and admin.
Hmm.
So if you are if you are opting admin, so admin course content I'll teach. If you opt developer, I will teach developer content. If you opt both, I'll teach both. I recommend you to get in touch both, because so if you are familiar with both, our ultimate your ultimate goal is to get a job. Either it's admin or developer, right? So
Right.
I recommend you to. So if there are 10 developers, only one admin would be there.
Okay.
So the
Okay.
admin positions will be very less when we compare with developer. So that's why, since your ultimate goal is to get a job in this data power, and the data power, see if you talk, the data power package is very high, because see, even it don't know, see Java
Sir, sir,
.NET,
Raj sir,
everybody knows it.
Raj sir, I'm extremely sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
But once you're done with this, I have certain questions. I don't know whether Naveen he left it, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so thank you. No problem. You can continue. I thought he is there, so you
Yeah, he
continue.
left it. Yeah, so just I wanted to give you the background. So ultimate why you are learning, you should get a
To a
job, right?
job
Yeah,
and
so admin positions are very less when we compare with developer, because in the projects, if there are 10 developers, only one admin will be there, right?
oh
So
yes,
similarly, in the college also only one principal, or if it is more, vice principal also will be there if it's a big college to manage
yes,
it, right? Similar to that.
yes.
So yeah, I request you to go through both developer and admin, so that you will have a ample opportunities, so that it's very easy to you to get the job. And I will give you assurance. So what are the what are the topics, or what are the content I teach? So if you are
Hmm.
learning that perfectly, if you are good at theory, and I'll teach both theory and practical, more practical and less theory I'll teach. So if you are
Okay,
good with that, so you can work as a 3 years data per experience guy in the projects. That that assurance I'll give from my end. But you have to practice well. You have to, whatever the content I teach, you have to go through it. And what are the practical, when I create any service, you have to practice it multiple times. So then
hmm.
I will give you that confidence, so you can work as a 3 years IT years experience with my teaching. Okay,
Okay,
that confidence I'll give you. But I
okay.
request your genuine effort.
Efforts, right?
Yeah. So, yeah. So
I have a couple
that's
of
what I
questions.
wanted to include in today's session. First, I wanted to take feedback from you. So, how do you
Hmm.
feel this training demo session? Uh,
Excellent, excellent.